today's video. Today I'm going over a deep dive into the 2024 elections. This video focuses on the presidential election in the state of Montana. So without further ado, Montana's voting history. In 2020, it voted for the Republican Donald Trump by 16.4% of the vote. It voted in 2016 for Donald Trump by 20.5% of the vote. And it voted for Mitt Romney, the Republican nominee, in 2012 by 13.7% of the vote. And the current polling average in the state of Montana, I'm using RCP for this, Trump is leading over Kamala Harris by 17.5%, and the average margin of victory result for these last three elections has a 16.9% win for the Republican candidates in Montana. The national vote for the last few elections. In 2020, Joe Biden won the national popular vote by 4.4%. 2016, Clinton defeated Trump in the popular vote by 2.1%. In 2012, President Obama defeated Mitt Romney by 3.9% in the popular vote. Currently, as of the latest polling, as when I'm recording this video, Kamala Harris holds a 2.2% lead in the popular vote over Donald Trump at this time in the polling average. And the average margin of victory result across all these polls, 2020, 2016, 2020, for the election results is 3.5% lead in the popular vote. Now, Montana compared to the popular vote. In 2020, Montana voted about 20.8% to the right, more Republican than the popular vote. In 2016, Montana voted 22.6% more Republican than the popular vote. And in 2012, Montana voted 17.6% more Republican than the popular vote. The average of these three elections is 20.3% more Republican than the national vote, than the popular vote. For the forecasts in the state of Montana in 2024, Real Clear Politics has Montana as likely Republican. Sabato's Crystal Ball has it as safe Republican. Inside Elections has it as solid Republican. Decision Desk HQ in The Hill has Montana safe Republican. And Cook Political Report has Montana as solid Republican. So all agree that it's either a safe or solid state, except for this Real Clear Politics. They have it as likely. Now, some key counties I'm looking at in the state of Montana. I am first going to break down what those counties are and how they voted across the last three elections. Then I'm going to take you to the map slide where I actually showed you where they are in the state and what the numbers were. So Lewis and Clark County in 2012, Mitt Romney won it by 3.6%. In 2016, it was won by 7% by Donald Trump. In 2020, it was won by 3.9% by Donald Trump. I'm curious in this one that Lewis and Clark returned to the 2012 numbers, even though Trump went up by about 3.5%. From 2012 to 2016, it then went down about 3%, 3.1% in 2020. I'm curious to watch this one to see if Trump has similar numbers to 2020 or 2016, or maybe potentially even goes down if that becomes a trend. Now to Gallatin County, where in 2012, Mitt Romney won it by 5 points. 2016, Hillary Clinton won the county by 0.8. And 2020, Joe Biden won the county by 7.5%. This is a very, very interesting one that's seen a very big swing since 2012 and a 7-point swing since 2016. I'm very interested to watch this one, that if Harris wins it around 7.5 or more or less, I think this county can be very indicative of how Harris is performing in a lot of these suburban areas or inner city areas that might be trending Democratic. Certainly one I want to watch to see how Harris is performing there. In Hill County, in 2012, Hill County was 3.5% win for Barack Obama. Trump then won it in 2016 by 17.2%, over a 20-point jump from 2012 to 2016 for Trump. And then in 2020, it is 13.6%. It goes down by about 3. This one's interesting to me because of how big of a jump it did from 2012 and 2016. It went down about 3 from 16 to 20. I'm interested to watch it in 2024 and see what it ends up doing. Maybe there'll be another polling jump one way or the other. That could be, again, a good sign of how these two candidates are doing in certain suburban areas. Blaine County is kind of a similar thing. In 2012, it voted 15.3% for Barack Obama over Mitt Romney. In 2016, it swung 17 points. Donald Trump won the county by 2.5%. In 2020, it swung about 5 points, and Joe Biden won the county by 3.8%. This one has gone Democrat twice, Republican once in the last 3 elections. I am very fascinated to see what it will do in 2024, if it will remain Democrat or flip back to Trump like it did in 2016. Who knows, but I'm very interested in watching how this one goes. In Roosevelt County, it was 15.6% for Obama in 2012, 6.5% for Trump in 2016, 2.1% for Trump in 2020. Again, a huge swing of about, 21, 22 percentage points from 2012 to 2016. But then we also see a about 4-point decrease from 2016 to 2020 for Trump. This is a county I could absolutely see flipping from Trump to Harris, but I'm very interested to see how this county ends up going on election night. Certainly one to watch for, in my opinion. Now on the map of Montana itself, this is the 2020 Trump versus Biden election. Trump won the state 56.9, 40.5. And we're going to look at Lewis and Clark County right here, 50.7, 46.7. Gallatin, 52.2, 44.7. Hill, 55.1 to 41.5. Blaine County, 51, 47.1. And Roosevelt, 49.7 to 47.6. These are the key areas on the map I'm watching for. This is what they were in 2020. This is 2016. Trump won the state 56.5 to 35.9. And Lewis and Clark in this one was 49.42. Gallatin 45, 44.2. Very, very close. Only 0.8% there. Hill was 54, 36.8. Blaine was 47.2 to 44.8. So it's interesting, actually. Trump was able to win this county in 2016. And Roosevelt was 49.2 to 42.7 in 2016. Lastly, in 2012, this is Obama versus Romney. Obama won the presidential election, but Mitt Romney won the state of Montana. So in this election, Lewis and Clark was 50.4 to 46.9. Gallatin was 50.9 to 45.9. So it's very interesting. It was actually won by Romney. It was a red county back then. Hill County, 49.9 to 46.4. Blaine County, 56.5 to 41.2. And Roosevelt County, we have 56.8 to 41.2. Very, very interesting to see the map change over the last 3 elections. Several areas getting redder and some getting bluer. Very, very interesting to watch. As for trying to predict how the Republican and Democratic vote percentages will go, in 2020, Republican Donald Trump got 56.9% in the state of Montana. 2016, he got 56.5%. 2012, Mitt Romney got 55.4%. Using this data, I conducted a range where I took the highest total of the last 3 elections and the lowest total and subtracted them from each other, got a margin of 1.5%. I took that 1.5 and subtracted the lowest number, added it to the highest number, and it gets a range of 53.9% at the low end, 58.4% at the high end. Barring a complete and total polling miss, I fully expect Trump to get somewhere between these 2 numbers on election night in the state of Montana. And now it comes down to where I make my prediction for how I think the state will go. I think Trump will get about 57.3% of the vote, which is slightly more than he got in 2020. And it's honestly pretty much in line with what we're seeing in polling right now. Maybe up by about half a percentage point, but I think 57.3 is certainly attainable. And I think some of the remaining undecided votes will break for Trump, which will boost them up to 57.3. A difference of 0.4%, which was the same margin Montana jumped by from 2016 to 2020. I have it doing the same thing again, going up 0.4 one more time in 2024. 57.3 for Trump. On the Democratic side, 2020, we had Joe Biden get 40.5% of the vote. 2016, Hillary Clinton got 45.9%. And 2012, 41.7% for Barack Obama. Again, conducting the same range survey. This had a much larger one of 30.1% on the low end, 47.5% on the high end. Certainly anywhere between there is very, very likely. I ended up giving Kamala Harris 39.8%. So far in the polling data we do have, she's not polling as well as Joe Biden did in the state. And I expect the undecided vote that is there to mostly go for Trump. So I think 39.8, slightly under what Biden got in 2020, but still over what Clinton got in 2016, is where I see Harris finishing for now. So for the state of Montana and its 4 electoral votes, I have Donald Trump winning the state with 57.3% of the vote, to Kamala Harris's 39.8%, with a margin of victory for Trump of 17.5% of the vote. Montana, a state not expected to be too competitive at the presidential level. The Senate race is certainly a different story, and I'll be doing a video on that in the coming days as well, so stay tuned for that. But certainly at the presidential level, Montana, not expected to be a competitive state, is expected to be one of Donald Trump's many states he'll win on election night. So with that added to the electoral map, we have now the states of Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii called for Kamala Harris, the states of Alaska, Idaho, and Montana called for Donald Trump. This puts the electoral map right now at 81 electoral votes for Kamala Harris, Donald Trump at 11. We certainly have a long way to go until the rest of the map is filled out, and I'll continue to do videos like this leading up until Election Day, so please stay tuned for that. As for now, this has been the deep dive series into the Montana 2024 presidential race. It is now 10 o'clock on the East Coast, and we have the poll closing in 4 more states, those states being the states of Iowa, Montana, the all-important swing state of Nevada, and Utah. Here's what we can tell you about them at this time. And in the state of Montana, its 4 electoral votes we can also officially project have been won by Donald Trump. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day, so I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.